Welcome to Game Does Play Games, where you can watch games and practice game design. And today we are playing Academagia. I think I said that right.
Academagia.
Pretty sure I did.
It's a little hard to decipher the right you could take it a couple of different ways.
It's a weird name.
This is a fun little game made by, well, maybe it's not little. You were saying this is probably one of those games you play for a long time.
I think it is.
Maybe.
So it's by Black Chicken Games.
Black Chicken Games.
Yes. Pretty sure this game has been in development for a very long time. Actually, it's been one of those that the developers were at some point working alongside their fan base, and it just started getting a cult following.
Was it like an early access kind of game, or?
I think it was a browser game for a while, or something. Maybe not a browser game, but it was definitely just a DRM-free game, just like a.
Those, I always imagine those types of bubbles of development are really hard to foster communities around. Because there's itch.io, there's Game Jolt, there's Steam.
It's easier to make a hub for it now, when back in the day there wasn't. So I think the reason that this game was successful in its own right is because basically it worked off an existing concept, which is you play a mage going through, or a young fledgling mage going through school, becoming a mage. It's Harry Potter.
But you actually go through school.
But you actually go through school. You're not interrupted halfway through your first year to have to kill the evil nemesis of everything. You actually get to be a mage growing up. I'm assuming, hopefully I'm correct in that.
Guess you'll find out one way or another.
So we're gonna start a new game. Now, the font is questionable and sometimes
small.
So we're gonna work with this. All right. Are we using any mods? No. Let's go on.
Oh, mods. Yeah.
All right.
Do you think they use?
This
does it
takes a
work
little while to
with
load. Right,
Steam Workshop? Can you build a mod through that?
I have seen mention of mods before, so I know this is their own mod that they've added in, but I think that there are I think there is a workshop, or maybe they're working toward it.
That's cool.
It recently hit Steam, which is very interesting, because it's been around for so long. But yeah, so it just hit Steam, and so the potential of it continuing to grow a fan base is pretty high, unless the Steam reviews tear it apart, in which it will die dead in water like everything else with terrible Steam reviews.
Fair.
But so far, the Steam reviews have been mostly positive. So, all right, the Imperial Academy made magic, the first and best university in all of Illumia. Less than 100 applicants are accepted every year, and they are made up of the most brilliant and best
connected.
Yes, see, really hard to read. Young people in the known world. Every summer, when the letters are sent out, children line the roads, hoping beyond hope that the post will deliver an acceptance letter to their door. In 1657, a postman placed a letter in the finest parchment, sealed with golden wax, into your hands. The sender was marked as the Academagia, number 4, via portal, the Imperial City of Minetta. That's a T.
Minetta, yeah.
Wait, can I just... Okay, wait. Maybe if I... Oh, you don't have a...
Nope. Alt plus? Shift Alt plus?
Is it...
I don't know, man.
No.
Well, it's usually this.
Is it plus?
Nah.
Oh.
I mean, maybe there's a settings menu, but I have a different solution.
Oh. There we go. Can they see us over the TV now?
Probably.
All right. I don't know how the camera works. All right. We're working with it. Chris, fix the camera if it's messed up.
That's not how cameras work.
Fix the camera if it's messed up. My name...
That's not something you could fix in post.
We're going to go super pompous Englishness. My name is
Nathaniel
going to be Mordecai.
Yeah, I like Mordecai.
With a small...
You got caps locked, buddy.
All right, let's try this
But,
again.
we could roll with that.
Mordecai.
That's what makes it... That's what makes it a mage name.
Mordecai. Oh, what's the... Oh, Trentwood. Because it's magic-y. Look at that. I am a male. It defaults on female for the record. Fun.
Yeah, I wonder if that's based on what they knew was their core demographic, or if that's just whatever their preference was. Not that it's wrong either way.
I think what is interesting about it is it starts off at female, but female is the second option anyway. Maybe that's their way. like been like, everybody's equal.
I could see that.
The days passed swiftly as you celebrated the news, each morning bringing you closer to the day when you'd finally be able to travel the gates of Academy and be enrolled. You often wondered what it would be like to be a student at such a famous place and what kind of things you would do. What are your natural strengths? So, this is interesting.
So
we have a total of 10 points
Okay.
to spend. On stats, we can spend a total of 5.
At character creation or ever?
All I know about is character creation.
Okay.
I've done mostly character creation and gawking at what else the game would be. So it's not going to be long
That's
before
fair.
we pass up where I've played.
It's totally possible too that like these may never change.
It's
Which I wouldn't
entirely
be upset
possible.
if that's the case, because that's kind of cool. Very limiting, but kind of cool.
So
And we don't get to know what these do. We just kind of have to
Yeah.
discern, which is not uncommon with text adventure focused games. It's
Yes.
like you got to use your imagination. It's not about
it's
like
just,
grinding.
yeah, I don't
RPG
think.
style.
I mean, it will probably be once you learn the game, but for now, it's just kind of like a dive in and find out what happens. Now, okay, so the stats are fitness and finesse. I wish they had done a little better job on that, because at first I thought it said finesse twice. So fitness, finesse,
That's pretty fair.
charm, luck, strength, intelligence, insight.
Well, I have one vote.
What's that?
You should put some stats in the one thing that you have the least of in real life. Glad you knew where I was going with that.
And we'll put one in what I do have. Your turn.
Ooh,
Your turn.
shit.
We can go up to 3.
We gotta be.
stat.
We gotta be smart.
Gotta see. So is that intelligent or insight?
Intelligence.
All right.
Got it. We gotta like at least compete with Hermione here.
Very well. And Max for me says one more in charm.
Oh, actually, I'm kind of also in favor of charm.
I cannot go any more in charm. So
Okay,
the way it
cool.
works is you can only spend 5 on stats, up to 5. You don't have to spend 5. Spend up to 5, and no more than 2 points can be put into a stat.
Oh, I see. So then, do you have just like points sitting in a pool for other things?
Yes.
Oh shit, that's kind of cool. Put it in insight.
Dunzo. All right, let's move on.
Talents.
All right, so this is where the game gets like, whoa. All right, students come to the academy from all over Lumia, sometimes even beyond. The sound of many languages can be heard in its halls. The libraries are full of books written in every corner of the world. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go take a quick look at these, and then I'm going to go to the next section, then the next section, the next section. We're going to go through.
Oh, and
Because
then, like,
I
go
have 5
back
points to distribute between everything available to me. Now, it looks like there's 5 here.
Mm-hmm.
You would be wrong about that.
Yeah, they kind of have a scroll bar thing, but it is pretty subtle. It looks like it could just be a side decoration.
Right. So, anyway, so you can, by selecting this background, your bird's confidence, powers, themes, running, and willpower skills are increased by 1. What does that mean? It sounds like...
I'm so excited to play this game on my own time.
Right? So you can put a whole point in this, and basically it makes you like, it gives you specific like bonuses to very specific skills. You could instead be like you could pick Midnight, which gives you a random skill in each of the 6 magics, which sounds powerful. But in terms of astrology, you can choose dawn, midnight, or noon. Once you pick one, you lock the others out. But there's also this astrology
I
of the
see.
comet and the eclipse, which this one is like all about having extra luck, and this one is all about hiding and infiltration. Once again, whatever that means.
This explains how you spent at least like 15 minutes in character creation.
Yeah. So it's just like, that's not only astrology, there's also your heritage, and these are really interesting. You can basically choose like what your people's heritage was. You can get, this one gives you +2 to administration, +1 competition, +3 to your wit, and then it gives you a little explanation. I think, where's my favorite one? Yeah, this one. It's ridiculous.
Intrigue.
You get +3 to intrigue, +2 to negotiate, and +1 to recipes. The people of Renegali are devious, mercantile, and excellent cooks.
I like that too.
So basically, this is like specifying which skills you're really good at. Then you have your omens, which, I mean, basically do the same thing. A lot of this is like, most of this is just going to be like bonuses to skills. So I think your stats are like encompass large groups of skills or something like that, while, your skills are more specified.
That makes sense. Makes me wonder how much any of this affects other than like, starting stats and skills and traits and stuff like that. Like, not that I expect that it would, but I do wonder if like if you choose a certain heritage, does that ever come up in the game? Like, oh, you're from this town or whatever.
Right,
That'd be really in depth.
That would be really cool. I mean, like, they could at any point be like, oh, if you're from heritage, insert this name.
Yeah, it's easy enough to run a quick like true-false check on something like that.
Yeah, that's a set of bonuses there. Let's move on to the next one. We can come back to this. So, every great mage begins with their family, fathers and mothers, brothers and sisters, as well as friends and extended family. All can influence a person. So you're basically choosing who you were before you came to the academy. So you could be from your family, you could be the black sheep. This actually gives you back a point, your allowance can never go above 0, so your family doesn't send you shit. On the other hand, you could be the favorite child, which you start out with 500 pims, which I guess is money. I'm not really sure if that's a lot of money, but it is money, and +2 confidence.
Yes, I am the favorite.
You could have a helpful and attentive family. They give you +2 to your character, which I guess is another stat. +2 to ethics, +1 in each of the random schools of survival. So there's like a sports one. There's you could be a family of wizards, in which you basically get more magical skills. Then you have history. This is like the history of, I think, your family. So as I said, it's all kind of like just more bonuses.
Yeah.
This is I always love traders, so this one's one of my favorite. +2 to wits, +2 to accounting and persuasion.
Yeah, I guess like you could look at this and be like, you can min-max the system and really just gun for one thing in particular. But I do like that it's kind of broken up into a lot of different flavors. So I think while it is very numbers heavy in the beginning, it's very character building. It kind of gives you a sense of like who you want your character to be and how you're going to behave once you enter the world.
Yeah.
I kind of like that. It's a good way of giving you a little bit of both without really having to think that much about it. And plus, like, say you're the kind of player that cares more about who you are rather than what your skills are or what your stats are. It gives you that means of jumping through character creation. And if you're the other way and you care more about the numbers, it doesn't stop you from that either.
Hopefully the crossover is strong enough that, like, I want to be a merchant-y person. Be like, well, if you pick the things that say you're merchant, hopefully that actually makes you good as a merchant.
Yeah. Like
I know that seems like an obvious thing, but you'd be surprised.
You and I have played plenty of RPGs, like tabletop RPGs in our days, that have not done that.
Nah, not in the least.
A number of times we've been like, but why doesn't this class, like, I feel like there was something in Burning Wheel where we were like, why doesn't the farming class have the farm skill?
It was the scavenger class for the orcs. Scavengers, they get a trait that makes them better at scavenging, but they don't actually get the scavenging skill.
Why?
Yeah, it's things like that. Anyway, so you can have aptitude, like what were you good at? Were you good at hunter? Were you scholarship? Were you tricky? And this like gives you more broad skills to things. You can select a deed, like when you got to school, or before you got to school, either way, like did you do something that actually like people know you by?
That's kind of cool.
The bane of bakeries. You get +1 to hide, +1 to move stealthily, +1 to danger sense, infiltration.
You stole so many buns in your day.
So it's like a lot of little bonuses here and there, but I think overall, these are actually prodigies in a specific magic. Maybe.
Oh.
So it's a bunch of different bonuses, but hopefully you're right in that it actually comes into play, like, in dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
Often a child's education might be nothing more than what they were taught by their family, but some children have the benefit of apprenticing, schooling, or even a tutor. What kind of education do you have? And so you can choose to be from an academy, from an apprenticeship, tutoring, etc. And then we can choose
a familiar.
which I'm
that's
very excited to see what it's like. And
Cat,
then,
dog.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, you're killing me, man.
Okay.
I gotta know what
Cat,
kind of
dog,
pets.
exotic, owl, and rat.
What is exotic though? That could be anything.
Couldn't it?
But
Next.
it's so unspecific.
Um,
Non-specific.
You can have an inheritance, basically starting off with a magical item or money or something. And it's still going. A long journey in the Gates Academy, whether long or short, you have the chance to get into many adventures and possibly meet new friends. So you can have discovered something.
It's like the story has
You
started
can
before the story has started.
Blackmail on people. Ooh.
Oh.
Right? You're familiar and you could have done like an escapade together. And so, like, if you have a familiar, you can get bonuses to your familiar.
That's kind of fun.
Right? It's, I think, yeah, that's the end of that.
So there's not much stopping you, though, from, like, choosing the option of, like, you get a bonus to things with your familiar. Well, I guess you have to... well, no, you don't have to choose a familiar. So you could choose to not have a familiar, but get a bonus to your familiar. Like, well, that's wasted.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not that they need to prevent that from happening. I think if you're really playing this game and paying attention, you're gonna not waste stuff. But I guess, like, usability, it would probably be good for them to be like, you should probably choose a familiar.
Probably. I mean, you could pick this, I guess. So what do we want to do?
Let's pause. Let's build our character and then review it and jump in.
Let's do it. Cool.
All right, Nathan, take us through. What is this character that you built us?
All right. So is it?
No, it was just whatever.
Why? Where did? What? What?
Just click. It's what you chose for that category.
Okay. Oh, it's telling me what I chose.
You'd be like, don't worry. All of our points are still spent.
I was like, no. Okay. So here's what we did. We're going from the heritage of Jesus.
Renegalian.
Glium. I'm not. Anyway, we're from there. It gives us bonus. It's like +3 to not etiquette, but like intrigue. Like +3 to intrigue is skills. So +3 to that, +2 to socialize, and something else. And then we're a descendant of royalty, which gives us some other like here and there bonuses. Then we have this station as a merchant. We're going to get 20 pims every week or month or something like that. In addition to, we get extra skills that are all about haggling and some other social stuff. Then we are a prodigy in social. So at this point, any social thing we get, like our chances of succeeding at a social skill are increased by 2%.
Everybody likes the cut of our jib.
And then finally, just to throw a odd man out there, we have a familiar, and it's a dog because it is a what is it?
Doomhound.
It's a Doomhound, and I'm not gonna pass up on a Doomhound.
Like,
so.
you see dog and you're like, I really like dogs, but maybe I should like spice things up because, magic. And then you read Doomhound and you're like,
that's spicy. That's spicy
what?
enough.
Like, you gave me the exotic option, but you also gave me Doomhound.
Sounds exotic enough. So that's what we picked. All right. So the first few days of campus are spent finding your way to your classroom and enrolling. Few days are spent finding your own class. You must choose your college and then the classes you wish to take before submitting your information to the registrar. So we get there's a description of all of the skills, but it's a little hard to read. Basically, we're just going to we're gonna pick something like these are necessary. So this one has to be calligraphy and history.
Oh, okay. So really, that's the important stuff, and then the stuff at the bottom is just it's flavor ultimately.
So
it's like
botany,
these are what that school is really good at.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. Athletics and incantation. Yeah, what do we want to do? I mean, like, we're social, but that doesn't mean that...
We could do glamour. Here's my argument about being a social glamour mage, is that's just doubling up on, like...
It's min-maxing.
Yeah. Well, but arguably, it's going sideways. It's like, if I'm already a really good talker, why am I also using glamour magic to trick people when I could just do that with my words?
But at the same time, glamour might rely on having those stats and skills in order to take advantage, or to
You
be
might
full
actually
use.
be right. Maybe it will just straight up give us bonuses. So we might actually want to do that previous one I was just on. Revision and zoology, and that's the one you start off on. So,
I mean, I think what,
grammar and rhetoric. You can't go wrong with that. So
it's pretty fair.
So you should do it. All right.
And my hope is that the game is balanced in a way that it still works out for characters that choose to be well-rounded.
Yes, I think every school forces you to take one magic thing. Not all. I mean, notice like not all of these are magic. Incantation is like spell. Negation is a spell. I think revision might be, but it's like enchantment is a spell. But you can take enchantment or calligraphy, and so you're looking at the like these are equal.
Yeah, interesting. I mean, maybe calligraphy is like necessary for writing spell books or something?
Maybe.
Practice of calligraphy begins in the earliest days of man when peoples of something learned the art from the hand of Mezebel herself. The ancients wrote upon clarestone and later made use of the calligraphy begins in the earliest... scripts proper creation of...
So it mostly just gave us history rather than what that actually... This is like taking actual classes in college where you look at the course and you're like, this doesn't explain anything about the course. All right, so we're taking calligraphy. Right. And then I think we go... I don't know. Let's see. At this point, we're all about talking. Like maybe we're trying to be like a noble, writing letters, making money. Maybe that's our thing.
I mean, should we go... My thinking is maybe we should go something that gives us a bit of a defense. So negation or revision might be useful. Like, you want to cast a spell on me? Pah! Go ahead and try.
Sounds awesome. Let's do negation. Ooh, wards. I love wards. I always like, so most people and like when it comes to magic, they have this like obsession with like shooting fireballs and things like that. For me, there are two things that always stuck out to me in magic, and that's, I guess, three things. Okay, so there's three things. There's wards, so like making glyphs and weird things happening because they're like, you can't pass this 10-foot area. That's so weird, but I love it. Summoning creatures. I mean, everybody loves summoning creatures. You just what doesn't matter what it is awesome. And then finally, and we talked about this before the game began, potions.
Yes.
When I actually play this game, like when I really get into it, once I know how to play, that will be my thing if I can. Yeah. Making potions has always been my jam. So anyway, so negation, and then from there we can do one of them. We could do dialectic. We can do history. We can do, what is revision in this? Magical change. Oh.
So I assume this is like the healing class also. Revision is like undoing things that have happened. Or I guess it's just changing things. Revision isn't necessarily...
Yeah, I think it's transformation.
Oh
cool,
man.
Right?
That would be...
I don't think that fits the character, but that's...
That's probably what I'll do. I'm way into that.
Yeah.
That would be my superpower, man, if I had to choose anything, is shapeshifting. Do anything. You can mimic almost everything if you can shapeshift. If you're smart enough.
Let's do astrology. Let's put a weird one in there.
I like that.
Maybe being able to read into the future.
I think my favorite thing about your build is that you're actually really good at being a pacifist.
Yeah. You don't need to punch things to get things done.
Or in
punch them with your beautiful silky words. All right, so you could be the boy who looks like a girl, or the boy who...
I mean, they're young boys.
It's the bangs that get me. We're going with the pompous, descendant of royal looking one.
I mean,
look at how pompous he is.
I'm surprised they only give you two options.
Yeah. Though. Okay, so here's what I've
like.
Oh, what is my familiar's name? Blood Caval.
I think Blonde Caval.
No, that's
I mean, if anything, Blood Caval would be the proper revision.
Mo Beta.
Oh yeah. Mo Beta's gonna be the best familiar.
What's the name of my clique? My group of friends. It's not my clique. That's dumb.
Get better. Do better.
Do better. The do betters.
We're the do betters.
Bettas.
I better get better.
Done.
Mo better.
Gotta do better, mo betters.
Gotta do better, mo better.
All right. And so we begin. So we're at that point.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're at that point. So,
I told you character creation would take a long time.
Well, and I think it's worth doing an episode on it because it's a critical part of for a game like this.
Yeah.
It sets up everything. It sort of, in a way, sets it up to branch at the very beginning of the game even. Like, that's crazy.
Is this how the whole game feels? Which actually leads us into the question of the day. Do you think that they should have explained the abilities more, or do you feel like there's so many options that it's better just to dive right in?
I like that, actually. I think that's a really good one. I was thinking about that pretty much this entire time, too. Like,
Yeah.
I feel many things about this.
Right. Like, this is a gray area. That being said, we'll find out exactly what any of this maybe means later on the next episode.
Thanks for watching, everyone.
Dragon Ball Z.
Do what?
Dragon Ball Z.